I'm Ryan Besson.
Josh Saunders.
We are PopCulturists, and this PopCulturists Lab Reports, we pick 5 of the biggest bits of news from this week's in pop culture. Speaking of this week, how you doing?
I'm all hokey-goed out.
You just look fucked. Just
because,
tired.
You know, work is work, but then work with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because I spend like an hour a day playing Pokemon Go, and then that's an extra hour I have to tack on to work to make up for the shit that I haven't been doing.
So that's the greatest. See, with the software I use at work, when stuff's being inputted, it takes a little bit to load. I'm like,
yeah.
Good stuff.
Any travel time, like pushing out a trolley.
Oh man, I literally will like. I was so mad this afternoon when I walked halfway to my car without turning my phone. I was like,
You forgot to
that's like,
So, like at work, when I'd go out for a smoke break, I'd just stand around the corner and have my smoke. Now I do a lap around the block because I can pass 4 Pokestops on the way in that same time frame. The exercise is there.
Yeah. See, the tough part is I really want to go there and do the walking and whatnot, but I'm one of those people that if I'm at work, I stay at work. Because if I leave, I will not want to come back inside.
I'm the opposite. I'm there and I need to get out before I lose my fucking mind.
Don't get me wrong. While I'm in there, I'm like, God damn it. And then, if I left, I'd be like, I'm not coming back. Like, I'll stand at the elevator and be like, I'm not coming back up.
How does it feel like looking out the window and seeing all these Go players at the waterfront, like all grouped up? And
it's pain.
And you're just out of like your little radar bubble.
Yeah. So I work on the waterfront in Geelong, and because it's covered in landmarks, everything's a Pokestop. There's 3 gyms. There's like 4 or 5 gyms in our probably over a kilometre radius, and they're constantly on fire because it's right near a university, so everyone's battling constantly.
Yeah.
But speaking of Pokemon Go, there is, as much as an amazing thing as this is, there are some good news and there's some bad news.
Oh.
That's right.
Can you just read the good?
No. Oh. Pokemon Go has literally become a phenomenon overnight. Parks are becoming social hives with high numbers of people coming back to stare at their phones. We here at PopCulturists, as we've just mentioned, are loving this game. That's all 5 of us are playing this. But as I mentioned, there is some good news and some bad news. Kick things off with the good news. Niantic Labs, developers of Pokemon Go, have stated that they have full intentions to constantly work and upgrade the game. Quote, "We treat it as an ever-evolving game," Niantic CEO John Hank said in an interview with Game Informer. It's not something that just sort of minted and then issued on launch day and not changed. He also noted that they aim to have bi-weekly updates available. However, not every update will receive massive features. In the immediate future, these updates the updates will include Niantic focusing on stabilizing the servers and launching the game in other regions. Having only officially released in the United States, have only just released.
It released in the UK today.
Yep. Congratulations, UK. Yeah. United States, New Zealand, and Australia. Another issue is the game's lack of tutorial or any explanation on particular game mechanics. You open that game and you are blind.
Just jump in with that though. The Pokemon theme song. You teach me and I'll teach you. It's community learning. Oh, that's what it all is.
Nice one. Well, I don't think they meant that.
No, they didn't.
Addressing specifically the rings that form around a Pokemon while catching them, Hank admits that the game is not intentionally vague. Quote, "I can't say we were that clever, no." Hank said on whether the game was intended to have players work together to learn the app's intricacies. Quote, "We got a lot of feedback during the beta. We made a lot of improvements and we fixed a lot of bugs. But I would put it onto the category of something we'd love to make that more so that it's more obvious."
There's a tips tab in the game, and it's got 3 question marks next to it, and you hit it and nothing happens.
We were going. I was going to make a video about tips and tricks, and then I was like, "It's gonna be forever changing," and a ton of them would be debunked for no reason.
I don't know any tips and tricks.
Yeah. And now we get to the bad news.
I want to hear it.
For all the praise that Pokemon Go is receiving, it looks like there are some potential privacy concerns. When logging in with a Google or Pokemon Trainer Club account, users are unknowingly granting the app full access to their account, including emails. Pokemon Go's login process does not notify users of the level of access being granted. At time of reporting, there is no evidence so there's no evidence that Niantic Labs or the Pokémon Company are actively gathering information from the millions of users worldwide. However, with its full access to the app, you can see and modify nearly all information in a user's Google account, according to Google's help page, making this a serious security risk. Google recommends only granting this type of access to applications that users, quote, fully trust. Pokemon Go's security risk was first reported on by researcher Adam Reeve, who has since posted an update mentioning that his behaviour is reportedly only consistently showing up on iOS users. As The Verge notes, Pokemon Go player users using Android devices have less regularly been able to find the same permissions granted to the app. The app permissions can be altered through the Google account, so be happy, but also be cautious for the future of Pokemon.
I really don't care if my emails get read.
Oh man, the only problem is I think I signed in with my PopCulturists Google, like the Gmail account.
Sabotage.
So that might be bad, but yeah.
Well, just I was talking to you before the show. Okay, so Pokemon Go's been out for a week, roughly.
Yes.
For us. In that 1 week, Nintendo's market share has risen 32%, totaling
Excuse me.
$8 billion in increased market share. And in 4 days, the app made $12 million.
And there are no ads. There is
it's completely ad-free. How is insane.
There is no ads. The only thing that you can spend money on are like Pokeballs and a bigger bag and lures and all these additional things that help play the game. It doesn't help you win the game, but it helps to the game.
It's just supplies.
Yeah. And that's a lot of money. It's an insane amount of money.
Mm-hmm. It's been downloaded more than Tinder ever has.
It's getting more daily user traffic than Twitter and Tinder. People want to play Pokemon Go more than fuck each other.
No, but Pokemon Go, for people our age, is kind of like Tinder with a higher success rate. Because you are bumping into people who are playing the app. You might strike up a conversation with a cute girl also playing Pokemon.
Yeah, you catch something else.
In real life. Yeah, you catch each other's Pokeballs.
Mind you, I went down to the waterfront after work, so it was really funny. Like, I just had an interview, so I was like full suit. Like, I was looking decked, right, with a big PlayStation bag. I was just wandering through and this guy's like, hey man, there's like a picture over there. I'm like, get the fuck out. And we walked over and we both caught a Pikachu. And we're like, best friends. And we high-fived and we left.
I was doing one of my walks, my smokos from work, and at the same time school finished, because there's heaps of school kids around where I work. And one of them came up to me, like we were passing each other, and they looked at me. I'm like, this bitch is going to ask me for a cigarette. And she's like, I play that too. Keeps going. I was like, yay. Yeah, friends.
It is insane. Like, so last Friday night, rather than Tindering, Dylan decided to come with me. We drove into town and just went to gyms and Pokestops and just tried to find things, right?
One of the girls I work with came in and said she went to the beach the night before. And there was lures and all that there, like at the waterfront. But everyone was in their cars, and one dude with this awesome sound system was pumping Pokemon music and his speakers. What has happened? Like, it was think Nintendo on mobile devices for the last ever.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing. Nah. 2016 changed the way we socially interact with each other.
It's insane, but like it's social without being social, as in where there are hundreds of people in one area. Well, like for us, it's been tens of people, but like there's tens of people in an area. No one is talking.
No.
We're all there, catch a few things, splits. Yeah. But it's insane. Like there are groups on Facebook. There are massive things simply around Pokemon.
The Geelong one? Group. Geelong Pokemon group.
Nice.
I joined it.
Really? Good stuff?
No,
the problem is because
it was only made a few days ago.
And it is kind of varied though. Like sometimes it does double up, but there's no promise that what you caught there is what I'm going to catch there.
No, exactly. I haven't got any cool stuff yet.
Yeah. Best thing, I got a Magma on the drive home. Actually, 3 days this week, I've gone to leave, because I live in this sort of estate thing. So as I leave, I've gone, oh fuck, and pulled over 3 times.
I guess what I'm doing
on the way to work.
That's what I'm doing on my way home. coming
Like,
out of here.
as you hit the main road to leave the estate, I'm like, shit, pull over. Nidoqueen, Eevee, like, I think I could, like a Bulbasaur and a Squirtle. This is all in like 3. I'm like, I love this one.
Meanwhile, I live in Norlane. I get Zubats and Coughings.
No.
Speaking of Coughings,
Yeah.
there's Coughings popping up at like the National Holocaust Museum.
Whoa,
People
wow.
are mad about that. That's pretty funny. Though.
Yeah, pretty bad.
And
Speaking of inappropriate, though, the next bit of news
So
is
speaking of appropriate or inappropriate?
inappropriate. There's a country not too happy with something.
Yeah, but this particular country is never happy with anything.
That's true.
Number 2, the new Ghostbusters will not be releasing in China, but there is a way around it. In an effort to appease censors in China, Sony Pictures has renamed Ghostbusters to
Ready, Dylan?
Superpower Dare Die Team. To help win their film or release in the world's second largest movie market. According to Variety sources, however, it's unlikely that Superpower Dare Die Team will even get a release in China after all. In a quote, though Ghostbusters Superpower Dare Die Team hasn't officially been released for Chinese officials, its subject matter will likely run afoul of the country's censors, the trade reports. Continuing, the state-controlled film board does not approve the films that promote cults or superstitious beliefs. In the past, movies that focus on the paranormal, such as last fall's Crimson Peak, have been unable to secure a berth in the country. And with the reported price tag of $144 million, Ghostbusters could really use the sort of box office boost China's rapidly expanding market offers. Even though it will lose some money, Warcraft was spared from being a total financial disaster thanks to the massive success in China. Ghostbusters Superpower Dare Die Team is projected to gross between 35 and 50 million domestically this weekend in the US.
If you want to see the review for Super Dare Die Team, Dylan's review is up on the website currently.
Can you please
For
label
your
it
reading
that?
pleasure.
That is such... Like, I don't want to be stereotypical, but that is such a Chinese name for a movie.
See, like, it's awesome. It's awesome, by the way. But at the same time, they are 100%... Like, that's dangerous. If you can't get a release in China, that's really dangerous.
Well, yeah, it is. But, you know, you start to read that article and you think it's something about sexism, but it's not. It's about, you know, superstitious and paranormal.
Yeah, it's the ghost
weird.
part of Ghostbusters. So I
Yeah.
guess if they rename the movie from Ghostbusters to Super Dare Die Team, like, you assume it's just about daring
They
and
call it
dying,
Super
right?
Dare Die Busters.
True. I like Super Dare Die Team, though. It's pretty sweet.
Dub the characters though, and they're like, we're the like pause, and then it's like a
It's
line.
like, who are you gonna call? Super Dare Die Team!
Superpower Dare Die Team.
Super Dare Die Team! Oh,
It
God.
just starts playing Smooth Criminal instead of the Ghostbusters.
Someone needs to redo the intro, like the Ghostbusters theme.
The Superpower Dare Die
Yeah.
Team.
Are you excited for the new Ghostbusters movie at all? I mean,
I have no inkling to go see it.
yeah.
Not for any of the reasons that anyone else is.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
not sexist.
raging
Like, I'm not
about, but
sexist. I just don't want to see it. I don't find Melissa McCarthy funny
I
or Christian Wiig,
wasn't
and
a
they
big
look
fan of the original.
so bland and boring
Yeah.
that I have no interest in seeing them.
No, it's not a franchise I was ever totally into anyway. So
But a game that I was incredibly into,
a game.
but Warner Brothers has settled the Federal Trade Commission's charges that it did not adequately disclose money paid to YouTubers for positive Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor coverage.
Oh.
The FTC says Warner Brothers paid online, quote, influencers, including PewDiePie,
Pews, no.
quote, from hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars
Shouldn't it be the other way around?
to post positive videos on YouTube and social media. Sponsored videos during the campaign were viewed over 5.5 million times. And Warner Brothers apparently told the influencers how to promote the game and not to disclose any bugs or glitches. Warner Brothers is now barred from not adequately disclosing such information in the future. The FTC complaint says that although disclosures were in the description boxes of videos, they were only visible if users clicked the Show More button. In addition, in some cases, the influencers themselves failed to disclose that they had been paid to promote the game, instead only stating that they have received early access. Now, there's a couple grey areas with this, right? So this happened in 2014. All the guidelines from the FTC about disclosing paid content didn't come into place until 2015.
Yeah, so
the guidelines weren't in place, so they didn't have to do that. Now, mind you, PewDiePie is being named in this. However, he did disclose in the video and in the drop-down box that...
So wait, how did this go to court if that wasn't a thing at the time it was... Look, what the fuck?
FTC got mad. They'll make an example.
FTC will let me be, or let me be.
So let me see. Try to shut me down on the MTV. Feels so empty without me. Look, for us, I love paid content. How can we get more paid content?
Didn't the game review really well anyway?
It did. Like,
and it is a solid game.
It's an insanely good game. Why do they need to?
If it was a piece of shit, then yeah, people can be mad. But, you know, even if you were reviewing a game, there might be bugs and glitches you personally don't come across, so you might not mention them. You know, I just don't get the big deal of this.
Yeah, so look, for me...
I mean, I can see why it's a big deal,
Yeah.
but based on the game that this is all based around, it's not as big of a deal.
Yeah, no, it's a touchy grey area, really.
If this was based around the video game for Superpower Dare Die Team, then we got a problem.
Because I hear that game is garbage. The game that they've released, they've just released the Ghostbusters game.
Doesn't actually?
Yeah, no, really, and it doesn't tie into the old movies. Doesn't tie into the new movie.
Oh.
It's a brand new game.
Well,
for new people.
Like 2 guys and 2 girls.
Yeah, which is apparently it's poos. I think I saw Polygon give it a 2.
That makes me happy. Any final comments on that one?
Can we have paid content, please? We'll literally say whatever you want. Like, we'll do things for paid content. I will.
Oh.
I don't actually. Running PopCulturists is really expensive.
Just help us. Number 4. A lot of numbers in this one, so bear with me.
Speaking of making money.
Thanks, Ryan. Diamond Comics sales figures for June 2016 are in, and it's clear that both Civil War 2 and DC Rebirth Relaunch are a hit with the readers. Civil War 2 #1 was the best-selling comic of the month with an estimated 381,737 copies sold, according to figures from Comic-Con. Batman #1 followed in second place with an estimated 280,000 copies sold, while both issues of Civil War and Star Wars Han Solo #1 placed in the top 10. We're good? You're looking at the camera, I was worried. DC dominated the top 10, claiming the other 7 slots with the likes of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. The graphic novel chart saw DC clash with Image as Dark Knight, a true Batman story, went head-to-head with Saga Volume 6. But in the end, even Batman couldn't beat the enduring appeal of Saga. My fave. Saga Volume 6 sold an estimated 25,500 copies in June, according to Comic-Con again, while the Dark Knight sold about 12,000.
Yeah, just under.
Yeah, just under. Many wondered if DC Rebirth would take a bite out of Marvel's sales in June, but it seems that both DC and Marvel experienced healthy growth last month. See, we can all...
Harmony!
We can all cohabitate the world.
Synergy.
Synergy? No, that's not the right choice of word.
Collusion?
You're getting even worse.
Murder most foul.
Marvel claimed roughly 40% of the market share.
Dead team.
Nevermore. Marvel claimed roughly 40% of the market share in June, 40.08% dollar share, and 44.70% unit share. I don't know what that refers to.
Skip it if you did.
While DC increased their market share to about 30%, Image remained in third place with 8% market share, and IDW following with a little over 5% market share, and lots more numbers there for stuff I don't know. It was a strong month for the industry overall, helping to counteract the downward sales trend we've been seeing in 2016 so far. Total comic sales in June were up 31.7% compared to May 2016 and up by 20% compared to June 2015. However, year-to-date sales are still slightly down compared to 2015 with a drop of 0.73%. Meh. It's worth noting that Civil War 2 #1 sold quite a bit higher than the original Civil War #1 did back in 2006, about 120,000 more copies actually. However, it failed to outsell last year's Secret Wars #1, which at 527,000 copies sold, that's a big fucking number for a comic book. It's still the high watermark for Marvel's modern event comics. It's also worth noting that Civil War #1 was outsold by later issues, so we'll see if Civil War 2... We'll see if Civil War 2 number 3's much hyped twist creates a boost similar to the one with Civil War 2 Spider-Man twisted in 06. Civil War number 2 Spider-Man twisted in 06. With new DC titles debuting this month, including Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, Nightwing, and the Justice League, which are out now. Yeah. And the status quo changing, and The Walking Dead number 156 hitting the stands, Marvel may find increased competition on the sales charts in July. As always, it's important to note that these figures only represent sales through Diamond Comics and not retailers like Amazon or Barnes & Noble or digital providers like Comixology.
So that means...
Do you think that skews the numbers a bit?
Or not having digital.
Particularly, Comixology.
Oh, yeah. Like, that number could be double.
Yes.
Could be double. Mind you, a lot of comic collectors really are, we buy, like, in front of it. Like, we have to have it in our hands. Yeah. But there are some that only do digital. Like, Dylan only does digital.
That's because... Paul. We know why he only does digital.
Paul.
Yeah, because you can get around exchanging one good for another goods.
He's not.
The goods have to be good in the first place.
Even if
you would buy it anyway.
Yeah. Even if he had money, he's like, I'm gonna not buy this, and then go on Tinder dates
and buy some super likes.
Yeah, buy super likes for Tinder. Have you bought likes?
But now it's Pokeballs. Pokemon.
Have you ever spent money on Tinder, Dylan?
He did the paid
You spent money on Tinder?
He subscribed.
Did it work? Did it get you any benefits? Initially. So how do you determine initially? Like, what was the bonus initially?
Until they ran out of matches.
You don't have to wait 10 hours. You can just like.
So you don't have to. Because we can't hear, I'm just going to repeat what you said. So you don't have to wait 10 hours. You can just be like.
You get I think 5 super likes instead of just 1 in 24 hours.
So 5 super likes. That's when they're like.
But the problem with doing that is that you exhaust your resources around you.
Yeah. So although you're paying money, you come to realise no one wants to bang you really quickly.
You subscribe and you can extend the radius.
Yeah.
And lower the age.
Yeah, pay no.
The age keeps creeping up, so I think it was 35. Now it's in the mid-40s.
That's right, pretty soon Dylan will be after them gilfs. If they can work out how to use the phone, I guess, Dylan's totally in.
Yeah, the old speakeasy or whatever it is.
Can I Tinder on my Nokia?
Can I Tinder through the old wireless? Sure, man.
There you go, wireless.
We have wireless. We have wireless internet. It's fine.
I've got wireless. I got wireless too. She's like, I listen to the radios. I listen to my podcast.
You're like Spotify is so good. And she's like, I really like old gold 92 FM with the old prick at 12. I don't know what the show's called. Number 5. In 5 bit of news for the day. In a follow-up to from the announcement a couple of weeks ago, Batman Return to Arkham, as we mentioned, has been delayed indefinitely. However, it looks like Warner Brothers won't be releasing it until at least November of this year. That's 5 months after its original release date. Eurogamer has reported that Batman Return to Arkham still has months to go, obviously. And it's possible that the November's target date could fall through as well. Sources told Eurogamer the delay was due to, quote, quality of the port from Chinese developer Virtuous Games, end quote.
A lot of Chinese hate in this news today.
Frame rate is reportedly the biggest issue for Batman Return to Arkham. If the developer is not able to meet the November deadline, the collection will be released, quote, early next year, so I'll just push it back. Warner Brothers' statement regarding the delay remains the same as it was when the announcement was first made. Quote, we do not have a release date yet, and we'll be sure to communicate that once we are sure the game will be ready, said the company.
Didn't Virtuoso Games port something for them already?
Virtuous.
We got a wine at work called Virtuoso, so every time I see those first 4 letters, it's Virtuoso. But didn't they already do some porting for something?
They may have, but for the life of me, it's not ringing a bell. This just sounds like it could be a little bit development hell. It's just not... I think if it gets delayed again, this will be its 3rd delay, So if it doesn't hit November, and then they're like, we'll do it in early 2017, no one's going to give a shit by then.
Do you think it's trying to put it on the Unreal 4 engine that might be causing the issues?
I think there's a couple of different... Like, a couple of the issues are, rather than just remastering it, making it look pretty on the engine they have available, let's put it on a new engine for some reason.
Which we've never tested with these.
Which we've never put on before. And then rather than smooth the assets that we have, let's just take that slider that makes shit lighter. I think if you're using paint, let's just make everything brighter. The shadows
Contrast.
look let's F with the contrast. The shadows look crisp, but everything looks like garbage.
Yeah. Oh well.
I'm a sucker.
As far as I'm concerned, just release it when it's ready and I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'm
I'm not rushing for it because that time of the year is when there's a lot out I want to play.
No way! That time of the year?
That time, September, October is when there's actually games coming out I want to play. Particularly the Skyrim remaster. That's going to take up so much of my time that I don't have time for that at that time either.
Funny story. I was talking to Millie because I got really excited about after E3 everything that's coming out. I'm like, oh man, this one and the Skyrim remaster. She's like, Skyrim remaster? Like, what is there something new with it? I'm like, no, they just made it prettier and put it on a PS4.
When you put it that way, it sounds so fucking dumb.
She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, it looks so good. There's dynamic lighting and there's weather effects. She's like, you're not fucking buying that, are you? I'm like, oh, I want to buy it so hard.
I've already pre-ordered the $260 collection.
She's like, you have it on PS3.
It's not the same.
On your PC. I'm like, I can play it on my PS4. And let me buy it.
You're going to buy it anyway. You don't need permission.
So hard. Yeah, but I have to be really careful because in October, I have VR. And there's $600. Gone.
At least.
Yeah, and then Peanuts born a month later.
Yeah, I just farted. It's really bad.
You just fart really bad?
Taco fart.
All right. Okay. Facebook.com/PopCulturists is a place to go, as well as the PopCulturists.com.
Can we just have a fart?
Oh my god! Go over there to see Dylan's review of the Ghostbusters and other
Superpower Dare Die
and other things that we do. Super fun Dare Die time.
Superpower Dare Die team.
Oh, what the shit?
That's what you're saying.
Oh god, I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Josh.
It smells like someone set fire to an arse in here. Oh, serious, that smells so fucking bad.
It came out of my pooper. Of course it does. Grown up fart jokes.